Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto Unlock a Strange Power. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, stay in tune for What If Naruto was a godly mage over on Anime King. And enjoy that guys. And I'm also going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Learned the Clone Secret in the beginning, so stay tuned for that as well. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, we're just to begin this new episode. Start the intro. So, the last part we left off, as Naruto and the others came back to the village, and they went to a council meeting as Naruto had to talk to Hinata about, well, he was already thinking about someone. He was already in love with a girl that he wanted to find. As Hinata could understand that, but they could still be friends. They went to the council room as the elders wanted the sword for Sasuke. Well, Koharu wanted, Homura was cool with Naruto, and he actually liked Naruto and he didn't see the kid as a monster. And Naruto was asked by the other clan heads to help with some seals as he was called over at the Hyuga compound to help with the birdcage seal, as Naruto told Hayashi that he would get right on it, as he also spoke to Hanabi as well. She was a nice girl but she was a bit stuck up, so he decided to take her and bring her out of that stuck up phase, as she was just a kid after all. She should have fun like a kid. As months went by, as Naruto has been training with Team 8, even Kurenai has been increasing her training. Naruto found that a bit difficult because he was holding back a lot. He was extremely strong, and he wasn't even using his sharingan. But he's still advanced. Hinata advanced as well, even Shino advanced. Now on Team 8, as Kurenai signed them all up for the Chunin exams. As Naruto had his run-in with Kankuro and Gaara and Temari, Sasuke was there as well. The next day, they made their way as they take the first part of the test. As Naruto was spying on Kabuto, he also summoned a fox. Naruto also got the dragon summoning contract as well. As the dragons want Naruto to be their summoner, they would call him soon enough. As Naruto met a dragon, his personal dragon that he spoke to, his name was Bob. Quite a funny name, Naruto thought to himself. As they passed the first part of the test, Naruto still kept his eyes on Kabuto, as he told Ibiki and Anko. Orochimaru was there as he told Anko about it, as they made their way to the forest. As Naruto was going on with the team, they stopped, as they managed to get their scroll rather early, but Naruto told him to stay here as he headed off. Sensing Anko fighting as he made his way there as he started clashing against Orochimaru. Orochimaru found it rather surprising as he could not touch Naruto, even when enhancing his speed. He had to kick his speed straight up to Kage's level to place a seal on Naruto, but Naruto got rid of it quickly as Orochimaru then flee, as he was unable to get his curse mark on Naruto, but he did manage to get on Sasuke. As Naruto came back to his team, as Hinata asked him why was he not using Sharingan, as Naruto didn't really like to associate himself with the Uchiha clan. He didn't really use it to fight. Well, he could, but it was something that he relied on his own power, without focus on his eyes. Shisui had taught him that. As they were talking, Naruto heard a voice as they all of them turned. Naruto was surprised as hell. The only word he could say was mother. So yeah guys, it was basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across the blades and check out for yourself. So, what is to begin this new episode? Naruto turned as he saw a lady with long black hair and two bangs coming down in her face, with two bangs stuck behind her ears, so the rest wouldn't fall in her face. As she is giving off a warm smile straight towards Naruto, a smile that only a mother could give off. Shino and Hinata was confused. When did this lady appear? And where did she come from? as Naruto focused on her for a quick second, making sure that this wasn't an illusion. But it wasn't. He was confused, but still. Mother, he says. He rushed over and enveloped her in a tight hug. My little maelstrom, let me take a look at you, she said, as tears formed in her eyes. He was a combination of both her and Minato. He had Minato hair, nose, and eyes, but he had her hair color and her jawline. You look so handsome, she said as she hugged him again. I'm sorry, Naruto, but I don't have a lot of time coming. Only gave me 5 minutes to see you, she said. As Naruto was surprised. Did she just say that God gave her time to see him? But still, it was his mother. He had a chance to talk to her. But still, this girl is right. Why are you holding back? Hinata spoke. What does she mean that you're holding back? Asked Hinata, as she was wondering as well. As Naruto sighed, what she mean is I'm not at mid Chunin level like you two. I'm actually at mid Jonin level. I only said mid Jonin because of my lack of experience. As Hinata and Shino were surprised to hear that. Now tell them about your eyes. I know you want to keep them a secret, but they will have to know what you're going to go through in the future. As she looked over at Shino and Hinata, the both of them are your friends, aren't they? And you can trust them. I can see that, she said. As Naruto looked over, he told Hinata and Shino about his Mangekyou, and that if he does get an eye transplant, he will lose his sight. And they were yet again surprised, as his mother placed a hand on his cheek. No, Naruto, stop downgrading yourself. Let me tell you, I spoke to Shisui, she said. And right now, you're even stronger than Kakashi. So you don't have to worry about anyone beating you in the village. Well, you wouldn't fight the Hokage. And you still have to keep an eye out for that one eye pedophile, she said. As Naruto nodded, she must have seen Shisui, so she must know everything. And also, thank you for removing the curse mark from Uncle. Your godmother would have done it. But she died before she could. It's a good thing that she left the Uzumaki scroll of sealing for you. I can see that you've come a far way. Her body then started to fade away as tears came in her eyes. I guess it's time for me to go now. And remember, I am proud of you, my son. I won't tell you what to do with your eyes, but don't be afraid to show that you have those eyes. They are yours, not anyone else. Now go and show them what the student of Shisui the teleporter can do. I love you, Naruto. Oh, and also, go ask Hiruzen about your father. I believe you can know that information now. And that girl you're looking for, she's still alive. She's in Kumo. She was leaving. You just missed her by at least 2 minutes when you arrive in the Hidden Wave. But don't worry, I believe that you will see her in the future. As his mother then leaned in and hugged him again as he hugged her tight. I love you, Mom, he said. I love you too, my dear Naruto, she said. Before her body completely vanished as he reached out. But she went away. He lowered his head as Hinata then placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. No more hiding, Naruto muttered. He snapped his head up as his 3-totem sharingan spun to life as he dropped the barrier that they were in. He turned towards Hinata and placed a hand on his shoulder. Placed a hand over hers. Thank you. Alright guys, let's go. As they were making their way towards the tower, they felt Sakura Chakra's signature and it was dropping. Something was wrong. They decided to check it out what was going on. When they arrived, they saw Kiba knocked out, as well as Sasuke. Sakura looked like she just went through hell and her hair was even cut. As they noticed Lee was beat up, and Neji was holding back Tenten. As Naruto decided to take action as he jumped down into the clearing, Shino and Hinata following behind him, he looked over at the Sound Shinobis. As Naruto told Shino and Kiba to check on the others, the Sound Shinobis were shocked as they looked at Naruto, looking at his 3-totem sharingan. Huh, you leaf ninjas just keep on appearing out of nowhere, huh? Well, I guess it's more people for me to play with. Zaku, wait, said Osu. Decapitate an earwave, he said, as he blew a massive gust towards Naruto. Naruto, Sakura, Rock Lee, Hinata, Ino, Choji, and Shikamaru yelled, and Tenten as well. The gust of wind was blown away, showing Naruto standing there with his arm crossed. Is that all you can do, Naruto said. A tick mark came on Zaku's head. No, this is. But before Zaku could move, something happened that shocked everyone there. Well, Neji saw it, because his Byakugan was activated. But he just saw the flicker that Naruto moved in. Neji was surprised beyond belief. Is that pure speed? He thought to himself. A fist smashed right into Zaku's nose. Zaku was sent flying back before Naruto appeared and smashed a foot inside his head that sent him sailing to the side of a tree. He looked like he's holding back, but he's almost as fast as me, without my weights on, Lee thought. The other two sound ninjas were shocked how easy it was for Naruto to defeat Zaku. We're done, said Dosu. Here, as he tossed the scroll to Naruto. As Naruto caught it, you can take that, and I'll leave with my teammate. As Naruto looked back at the others, alright then, get out of here. As Naruto then turned up. Why? Why didn't you choose to help him, Naruto asked. Tintin finally jumped down, moving away from Neji. It was not our fight. He was foolish enough to jump in that fight. Then he should deal with the consequences, said Neji, as he jumped down to the ground. Is that so? Said Naruto. Neji gasped as a fist smashed all the air out of his lungs. Well, if you're foolish enough to say something like that around me, then I guess you can deal with your consequences, am I right? Said Naruto, as Neji stepped back in shock. He still couldn't believe it. Suddenly, a sinister chakra exploded from the tree. As Sasuke made his way out, with black markings around him, and purple chakra, a wicked smile came on his face. This power he gave me. I can feel it growing stronger every second that it passes. He looked around seeing everyone with a scared look on their faces. Well, not Neji or Lee. They looked at him, morally confused, as Naruto was just glaring back at him, as the both of their eyes met. So, you're here. Well, I guess you'll be the best one to test my new power again, Sasuke said, as he activated Sharingan. The others were about to step in, but Naruto raised his hand, stopping them. Sasuke, if you attack me, I'm going to beat you down, said Naruto. As Sasuke simply smirked. You think you can do that, dope, he said, as he shot forward with tremendous speed. As Naruto kept on dodging all of his kicks and all of his punches with ease. Sasuke jumped back and went through hand sign, fire style, fireball jutsu. Naruto's hand got covered in water chakra as he smashed his fist right into the fireball, putting it out. As steam filled the air, Sasuke's eyes scanned everywhere. Sasuke was shocked when Naruto appeared right in front of him. His eyes were able to see Naruto move, but his body was too slow. Naruto smashed a fist into his gut as he leaned over and started to cough before Naruto did a spinning kick and sent him sailing right into a tree. As he smashed into it with a groan, he got back up with a furious look on his face as Naruto appeared behind him and wrapped an arm around his neck, putting him to a chokehold until he passed out as Naruto simply dropped him to the ground. We already have our scroll, said Naruto, so if one of you guys want this, as he tossed over the earth scroll. Come on guys, he said, as Hinata and Shino headed off with Naruto. As the group was still shocked how easy Naruto defeated Sasuke even with that power up. As the group made their way there, they weren't the first one though. They were the second. The Sand team was the first to make it. They have 3 days left, so they relax. Time skip, 3 days later. As the Hokage just finished giving his speech. Alright Hayate, you're up. As Hayate stepped forward. My name is Hayate and I'm the proctor for this next exam. There are too much of you, so we will be going through preliminary tests. People start to mumble, but he silenced them. If any of you want to give up right now, you can, by simply raising your hand. A hand went up. As Sakura, Sasuke and Kiba were shocked, as Kabuto had helped them in the forest, and here he was, giving up. Kabuto, why are you quitting? Asked Sakura. I'm low on chakra right now from too much fighting. I can't go on any further. He was about to leave. Or maybe it's just because you're a coward, said Naruto, causing Kabuto to stop. What did you just say? He asked. You heard me. I thought you were feeling lucky. I never knew your mother raised you to quit like a bitch. She must be disappointed in you. I mean, you claim you're out of chakra and yet you're not even breathing heavy. If you're a damn coward, just say so and we will understand, you know. But if you want your coward, stay and fight like a man. So what will it be, coward? Said Naruto. Proctor, I changed my mind. I'll fight, said Kabuto as he get back in line. Okay, Hayate said. Anyone else that wants to quit? Sakura and Ino raised their hands, saying that they weren't ready to be a Chunin yet and they didn't feel like they could actually win a match here. So they went up to the balcony. As Sakura told Sasuke to back out so he can get that mark in his neck checked out, but he refused. Uncle was arguing with Kakashi about it as well, but Kakashi wouldn't let Sasuke drop out, as Uncle simply dropped it. Alright, since 2 people drop out, someone will have to fight 2, maybe 3 times. And someone may not fight at all if a person fights 3 times. Does anyone want to take that chance of fighting 2 or 3 times? I do, said Naruto as he raised his hand in the air, as Hayate nodded. As Hayate then pointed, this board will randomly select 2 names. Once your name appears, you and your opponent will come down to the arena for your match. The matches go on until I say stop. Killing is allowed. But if you can avoid it, do that. The board then went through names. Kiba Inuzaka and Naruto Uzumaki. Alright, Naruto, Kiba, you stay here. The rest of you, go up to the balcony, Hayate said. As they all went up there. I hope you're ready to go down. It's time that you learn your place in this world, said Kiba. Can you start the match, said Naruto. Okay, match number 1 between Kiba Inuzaka and Naruto Uchiha begin now. And with that, Hayate jumped away. Up on the balcony. Your student might as well back out now, Kurenai. I managed to get Kiba Taijutsu up to mid-Chunin level. It is almost as good as yours. And you're a Jonin. So unless you were able to train Naruto, I don't think that you will win, said Kakashi, looking into his book while talking. Oh, I hate to burst your bubble, but Naruto beat me in that sparring Taijutsu, even when I was going all out. So for the past 4 months, while you were reading your smut, I was training my team along with Uncle to help in our Taijutsu and Ninjutsu. My Taijutsu is almost good as Uncle and I've learned some Ninjutsu. However, Naruto is the strongest person in the team right now. The only person I think that can beat Naruto in Taijutsu is probably Guy or Jiraiya. And the third, at the least overall, Naruto is probably at your level or beyond, while Hinata and Shino are mid-Chunin. Everyone was shocked hearing that Naruto was only to be bested by Guy, Jiraiya and the third. Sakura was the one to smoke. There is no way that Baka is stronger than Sasuke. It's just a fluke that he did Sasuke that in the forest, she said, because Sasuke wasn't focusing. Didn't you see what he did to Sasuke in the forest? Tenten asked. Or are you blind or something? It's not even fair to compare them. He was just toying with him. Tenten, what do you mean by that? Asked Guy. I mean, whatever happened to Sasuke in the forest, it gave him a major power boost. But Naruto dodged every single one of his attacks like it was nothing. And he simply smashed his fist that was covered in water right into Sasuke's fireball, dissipating it. I don't think that Sasuke even stand a chance. So let us see. Winner, Naruto Uchiha. What? Tenten said as she looked down to see the match was already over. 2 minutes earlier. Akamaru, stay out of this. I won't need you for him. I'll take him out in one blow. Ninja art, beast mimicry, all force jutsu. Kiba came charged at Naruto with speed. As Naruto simply sidestepped Kiba, Kiba then rushed towards him as Naruto went through one-handed hand sign before he turned towards Kiba, wind style. Sonic boom jutsu, he said. A massive wind barrage got Kiba caught up into it. Kiba was shocked as he tried to get out of it, moving around. He then started to cry out in pain as his body got sliced badly inside. When the wind jutsu ended, Kiba landed on his feet, cuts all over his body. In a second, Naruto appeared in front of him, his foot raised high in the air. Naruto smashed his foot in Kiba's face as Kiba's body was sent sailing through the air. Boom! His body connected into the wall. Winner, Naruto Uchiha, said Hayate, as everyone was stunned, as Uncle was cheering loudly for Naruto. As Naruto went up to the balcony. What, he said, as everyone was staring at him. We learned about your little fight with Sasuke, said Kurenai, as Sasuke looked over the glare in his face. Oh, said Naruto. Is that all you have to say, said Ino. Yeah, it is, said Naruto. I have a question, fish cake, said Tenten, as Naruto eyebrow twitched at the nickname. What is it, Panda-chan, said Naruto. How did you catch his fireball and put it out like that? I'm surprised you didn't remember. When you were in the orphanage, I would always catch imaginary fireball and put it out or throw it back. I was training one day and figured out I will give it a try. I can catch it and throw it back with fire nature chakra, or push it out with water nature. Wait, you're telling me you got that idea from a game we played when we were kids? She asked. Yeah, pretty much, said Naruto. The next match. Yuri Akudo and Sasuke Uchiha, will you please come down here? As Yuri talked with his sensei, which Naruto knew was Orochimaru in disguise. As Orochimaru felt someone looking at him, he turned. Both him and Naruto's eyes met. As Naruto's eyes then changed into the three-totem sharingan. As Orochimaru kept a calm look on his face. This boy. So he was holding back in the forest when we fought. As Naruto didn't say anything, he just turned his head as he caught the end of Sasuke's match. Lion barrage, Sasuke says. He smashed his foot right into Yuri's stomach, knocking him out. Winner, Sasuke Uchiha, Hayate said. After Sasuke came up, Kakashi grabbed him and disappeared with him. Most likely to see this curse mark. As Naruto watched, good luck dealing with Orochimaru as he saw Orochimaru left. The next match, Shino Aberame versus Zaku. Shino won the fight by exploding Zaku's arms with bugs and trapping him on the ground, the headhunter jutsu. After the match, Kakashi reappeared with no Sasuke. The next match was Tenten versus Temari. Tenten, said Naruto. This is the worst possible fight for you. She's a wind user and can blow away your weapons. You have to try getting close and force her to use taijutsu instead. Tenten nodded as she went down to begin the match. Tenten did manage to get close and force her to use her taijutsu, but Temar kicked her away and used her wind jutsu same way. She used one similar to Naruto wind sonic boom, but she needed a weasel to cause the cuts. She let Tenten fall from the air and placed her fan out for Tenten to fall right on it. But Naruto appeared on top of the fan in a flash as he caught Tenten and brought her over to the medics as he looked back at Temar, who was shocked, surprised that he moved so fast. The next fight was Shikamaru versus Kin. He simply caught her and forced her to knock her head out on the wall. The next match was Hinata versus Neji. They both made it down there as Neji tried to belittle Hinata, but it didn't work. He was surprised. They settled into a gentle fist stance, but Hinata was different. She was leaning to the left knee and her body was twisted a bit. As Neji spoke, that is not a gentle fist stance. Are you that much of a disgrace to the clan that you don't even know the proper stance? Neji asked. This is my version of the gentle fist. I call it the flowing gentle fist. The traditional style is too stiff for my body type, she explained. It does not matter, your fate is to stay a loser your entire life. Hayate started the match as Neji rushed forward to end it rather quickly. He was shocked when she twisted around him and hit him right in the back 2 times. He glared at her as the both of them started kicking it back again, clashing furiously. As Hinata noticed that she wasn't closing his points as he hit her in the arms, as she noticed they were practically useless. She was about to forfeit the match as Neji saw as he dashed forward. As Hinata twisted her body just in time, he was aiming for her heart, but she turned her body to strike her on the opposite side, sending Hinata skidding back as she coughed up a bit of blood by the blunt force. You knew that I was going to give up, she said. As talented as you say you are, you wanted to kill me even though I was about to give. She then slowly raised her hand as Neji was furious as she's speaking to him this way. How dare she? I guess you were mad I was able to go toe to toe with you with a style that is only 4 months old. Well, I believe I made my point, she said as she raised her hand completely. Proctor, I give up, she said, as she then collapsed down to a knee. Neji pulled out 2 kunai. He was sick of her. Who the hell does she think she is? She's nothing but a loser, thinking that she could stand up to him. He was a prodigy and it was fate that he would win today. As he dashed forward, but he was stopped by the Jonins holding on to him. Look at this, all of you down here. The main branch getting special treatment once again. You're wrong, dipshit, we saved your life, Uncle said from behind him. As Neji turned his head, he was surprised as he saw a large sword right near to his neck, but it was blocked by another blade from the Hokage Anbu cat, as Uncle had her arms wrapped around her waist, stopping him, as Naruto was about to slice his head clean off. As Neji felt something else, he saw Cat holding on to Shino's wrist. Shino had a kunai right at Neji's back. Neji was surprised that they were able to get to him so fast, but he was so focused on the fight. You better hope we don't fight in the finals, said Naruto, as Uncle held on to him tight so he wouldn't do anything stupid. Whatever, Neji said in an arrogant tone, you're fated to lose to me, no matter how strong you are, as he made his way back to the stands. As Hinata was taken to the hospital to be checked out. The next match was Conqueror vs Mitsumi. That went same as canon. The next match was Naruto vs Kabuto. As they made their way down there, Kabuto was about to make Naruto eat his words, but Naruto was going to make sure that Kabuto don't forfeit the match as soon as it starts, as he was going to inflict some serious damage. They wanted Kabuto to be in the hospital as they already knew that he was a spy from Orochimaru. As Hayate came and started the match, Naruto threw 4 kunais around them. What's that? Asked Kabuto. Oh, it's just a barrier, said Naruto as he walked around with a smirk on his face. You see, no one can hear what is going on, and also they can't get in. You said that you were feeling lucky earlier, so I wanted to test you. Inwardly, Kabuto's relief. He thought that Naruto figured out that he was a spy. However, Anko, Hiruzen, and Naruto knew that he was a spy. They had Inoichi on standby for a walk towards the IT department so they could go through his mind. As Naruto activated Sharingan, showing 3 tomos. As Naruto rushed forward, Kabuto thrust out with a fist, but the fist went right through Naruto, showing Naruto was just an after image. As Naruto appeared behind Kabuto and smashed his foot in Kabuto's back, Kabuto smashed into the barrier that shocked him. Oh yeah, I forgot, if you touch a barrier, you get shocked. As Kabuto activated his chakra scalpels and rushed forward, Naruto dodged every one of those attacks. As he jumped back and went through hand sign, wing style, ear slash. As he slashed through the ear a couple of times, Kabuto jumped as one of them struck him right on his leg, but he just barely grazed him. As Naruto went through hand sign once again, first style, Fire Breath Jutsu. As he shot out a stream of fire, Kabuto jumped up to avoid it, but Naruto turned his mouth up as Kabuto's leg got burned. As Naruto went through hand sign, Lightning Release, Lightning Javelin. With tremendous speed, Lightning attack stabbed Kabuto right through his shoulder. As he smashed into the barrier, as he cried out in pain. He was electrocuted with tremendous pain, the lightning from the javelin making it worse. As he then collapsed, lightning going through his nerves. As Naruto dropped the barrier, I win, he said. As the medics went down, Hiruzen narrowed his eyes at the medics because they were envoys disguised to be medics. As Inoichi went off, the moment they turned the corner, they scanned right through Kabuto's mind, Inoichi, moving as quickly as possible, before Kabuto was sent towards the medic bay, as he got the information that he saw in his brain. The next match was Choji versus Dosu, as it was a good 10-minute match. As Dosu came out on top though, it gave Naruto enough time to relax. The next match, Naruto versus Rock Lee, as Lee had an excited look on his face. He wanted to fight Naruto ever since they were out in the forest. Naruto stabbed his blade into the ground, going up against Lee Taijutsu. The both of them made their way down there, as Lee had a smile on his face. Well then, Naruto-kun, he said, let's see what you're truly capable of. Well then, let's see what you can do as well, said Naruto. As Hayate asked him if they're ready, the both of them nodded with a smile on their face. Alright then, begin. Neither of them moved for a good 1 minute before Lee smirked as he shot forward. Naruto twisted his body, blocking Lee's punch. Lee spin as he spun around a back kick, trying to hit Naruto in the head. But Naruto blocked his leg and spin, smashing his foot into Lee's side. Lee crashed on the ground several times before flicking back to his feet as he dashed towards Naruto once again. As the both of them started to clash in the arena, moving with tremendous speed, knocking all around, as Hayate had to move away from the ring completely. This was going to get out of hand. As Naruto flipped away, driving his foot down on Lee's shoulder, Lee's foot trembled, but he managed to twist his body just in time, flicking a punch towards Naruto's stomach, as Naruto slapped his hand down and flicked over Lee's head, before stomping Lee in the back. Lee skidded on the ground as he came to a stop. Lee picked himself up as he could see that Naruto was incredible already. He looked over at Guy. Guy gave him a big thumbs up. Lee, go ahead. Take them off. Lee nodded as he jumped to the statue finger. He took off his weights as he threw them down to the ground. Boom! Everyone was shocked at the amount of weights that he was wearing. Lee then flashed in Naruto's guard as he smashed a punch forward, but Naruto blocked it, to Lee's surprise. But he vanished with more speed and appeared behind Naruto and kicked away Naruto's leg, before striking Naruto in the back. As Naruto's body was sent sailing, he smashed into the wall. As Naruto then pushed off the wall, tremendous speed coming at Lee's headway. Lee flipped over Naruto, but Naruto kicked on the ground, flipping his body up and smashing his left foot on Lee's shoulder, knocking him back to the ground. As Naruto landed and swung a kick towards Lee's head, Lee ducked and struck out with another punch, but Naruto grabbed it and twisted it and threw him straight up in the air before jumping off himself. Shooting forward towards Lee, the both of them face met as it created a ripple wave as the both of them landed. As the both of them rushed forward once again, Naruto dodged several of Lee's punches before smashing him right into the gut. As Naruto didn't let up as he spun and smashed his foot right into Lee's torso. Lee's body was sent sailing as he smashed right into the wall with tremendous force. As everyone was shocked at how fast these two Genins were moving. Lee exploded out of the wall with his jumpsuit a bit ripped as he dashed towards Naruto once again. As Naruto dashed away as well. Anybody that was not above Jonin level could not see what was going on, because the both of them were moving like blurs, as sometimes their face would hit. That resulted in the occasional shockwave, until the both of them crashed down into the ground after fisting each other in the face. Lee got up quickly. Leave Hurricane, he said as he spun towards Naruto with a spinning kick. Naruto crossed his arms in front of him, but Lee kick sent him sailing as he smashed right into the wall, as Naruto pulled himself out of the wall. As Naruto then started to run. Dance of a teleporter, he said, shocking most of them who knew what he was doing, as he started sunshine at a tremendous rate. The Genins, all they could see was after image, and the after images started to beat the crap out of Lee, but it was Naruto moving at an intense speed. As Guy was getting worried about Lee, Lee was getting knocked around so much as Lee couldn't keep up. After the jutsu ended, Lee was sent sailing as he smashed into the ground. Bruises and cuts were all over him, Lee got up as he wiped away a bit of blood from his mouth. He started to unwrap the wrist tapes around his hand before shooting forward as he spun around Naruto with incredible speed, before he appeared in front of him in a flash and knocked Naruto up in the air. He then appeared behind Naruto to take this primary Lotus as he wrapped up Naruto. As Lee brought him down, boom! Naruto crashed as Lee jumped away at the last second, as everyone was waiting to see the mess that Naruto was in now. But to their surprise, he stood back up. A few cuts and bruises, but nothing too bad. How are you still standing after that? Asked Lee. I covered my body in a layer of chakra to cancel out the damage that you would have given me. Although you didn't give me enough time to cover my body completely, said Naruto. I must say, you're a lot faster than I thought. But now, it's over, Naruto said, as he rushed at Lee. Lee was getting slower, as his body was being pushed. As Naruto started to knock the crap out of him, Lee jumped back as Naruto appeared right in front of him and smashed a fist into his gut. Lee wheezed up blood and spit as Naruto smashed his fist into Lee's face, knocking him straight towards the wall. He appeared in front of Lee again and smashed several fists into his torso before grabbing him and smashed him over his shoulder on the ground. As Naruto appeared in front of Lee and drive his foot under Lee's chin, Lee was sent sailing straight up in the air before Naruto appeared behind him. Ox kicked Naruto as he dropped it on Lee's shoulder. Lee's body sent spin as he hit the ground, a boom. Naruto then landed on the ground. Lee slowly got up his arms, crossed in an X, as Naruto understood what he was doing. Resistance seals. Release, Naruto said. The Jonins were shocked when they heard that. Kunai, what the hell have you been teaching him? Asked Asuma. I didn't teach him that, said Kunai. He already knew Fuinjutsu when he came. But I thought he deactivated them already. Saying that, he was moving that fast. Guy Sensei, why doesn't Lee just give up? I don't think that he can take any more beatings, asked Sakura. That's because of Leaf Village Lotus bloomed twice, said Guy. Yeah, I heard that before. He said something like that in the Forest of Death, she said. But that means... No, Guy, you didn't say Kakashi. Yes, I did, Guy said. So you're telling me that boy can open the 8 inner gates and use a Hidden Lotus? Hidden Lotus? Neji thought. Wonder what they were talking about. Yeah. Well, so how many gates can he actually open? Up to 5, said Guy. As Sakura looked at Kakashi for explanation as he started to explain about the inner gates, back down in the ring. I know what you're doing, Lee, and it's time that we end this, said Naruto. Neji, Sasuke, and yourself have won. I will not be the only one to lose today, said Lee. Guy Sensei, please let this work. It is now or never. As chakra came visible around him as he brought his arms down to protect and maintain one's own ninja way, said Lee. As he already boosted into the first and into the second. As his skin started to change. Third gate of life. Open, he said. What's happening, said Kankuro. Fourth gate. Gate of pain. Open, he said, as veins started to pulsate all around his body. Lee then crouched down as he took off at speed that barely people could see. He was breaking the ground, kicking up chunks of earth, shocking Naruto and everybody else. Next thing Naruto knew, he got a kick to the chin that created a shockwave all over the area. Where are they? Shino said as he looked around. He's faster than ever now, said Kakashi. Up there, said Shikamaru, seeing Naruto floating in the air. Lee appeared in front of Naruto and started kicking him around in a circle. In mid-air like it was nothing. Even though Lee was beating the crap out of Naruto, Naruto started to laugh as he felt that heat rising inside of him. As Kunai wonder what was going on, as Anko and Hiruzen already knew. Hey, what's up? Asked Kunai, seeing Anko smiling. Don't worry, Nai-chan. Naruto has something that is going to make him win no matter what that boy is using. As Lee was kicking Naruto, he noticed Naruto taking the pain very well. Lee pulled back his fist as he was in pain. The fifth gate, gate of closing. Open, he said, as he smashed Naruto down, but he wrapped him up in his tape and pulled him back. Hidden Lotus, as Naruto was sent crashing into the ground, but Naruto's body poofed away. You almost got me, Lee. I must say, you have increased a lot. As Naruto was standing on the wall, Lee looked over. Naruto shot off the wall, breaking apart. The both of them started to clash in mid-air, creating violent shockwave. The ground was shaking even though they were so high up in the air. As Naruto saw many openings using his sharingan, Lee couldn't believe it. Naruto was as fast as him now. As Naruto started to deliver terrible punches to Lee's body, but Lee was still in the fifth gate. He was keeping up, smashing back towards Naruto. As Naruto's smile increased even more, he felt that heat. Lee was surprised because none of his attacks were touching Naruto. Naruto's body seemed like it was just moving. As Naruto was dodging every punch, he sent a vicious punch to Lee's face as the both of them made their way back down. What's going on? What is this relaxing presence? I never knew that the gates gave off this present, said Asuma. That isn't coming from Lee. It's coming from Naruto, but we have no idea what it is. It only happened randomly, I guess, when he's in a good fight that can really push him to a limit, said Anko. As Guy looked up, wondering what the hell. Suddenly, Naruto's eyes changed and sharingans became silver. As none of Lee's attacks could hit Naruto now, Lee was taking tremendous damage. As everyone looked at Guy, who had tears in his eyes. As Hiruzen noticed that Guy seemed familiar with what Naruto was doing. Guy, would you mind explaining what is going on? My father once told me that when he was on a mission he came across a scroll that was from a long time ago, in the era of the Sage of Six Paths. He read the scroll and there was a fighting technique that was considered impossible to learn. He was going to bring it back, but a group from Kumo was on a mission looking for the scroll since they heard the rumors that they existed. They found my father and they fought over it and he barely escaped the scroll. When he found a place to rest, they ended up finding him again. He ended up destroying the scroll after looking it over to not let them learn what was inside. His team then arrived, chased away the Kumo team. He said that it was a difficult fighting style. Even the sage, there was rumors, some cryptic writing that the sage said that he could not do it. It's a technique that allows your body to move on its own, dodge, and attack, but your mind must be completely empty, letting your physical attributes take over. He said that it should be easier dodging without thinking because some people's body automatically just do that. However, he said attacking will be difficult since everyone thinks about their attacks and think they would work. But it's surprising to see Naruto use it without even knowing what it is. But there is a drawback with your body being a tremendous amount of pain if you're not used to it. The sage stated in a scroll that he doubted even someone that can use the 8 inner gates wouldn't be able to defeat this person if they fully utilize this technique at the fullest. If Naruto was ever to master this technique, Guy said, as he was just surprised. Although Lee's my student and I care for him like a son, I don't see how he can win this fight. So what is this technique called? Asked Uncle. It's based on pure instinct. Ultra instinct, said Guy. As Naruto and Lee separated once again, both of them pushing everything down to their hands. As Lee pushed all of the power of the gates right down to his hand to lash out the last attack. I don't care who you are or what village you're from. If you can use Mud Wall or any jutsu to stop that, place it in the middle of both of them because if they don't stop they will bring down this entire building on all of us. As the wall started to crack, everything was shaking beyond disbelief. As every Jonin went through Hansan, even Gaara decided to send a wave of sand. As Naruto and Lee rushed forward, Lee lashed out with everything that he got. As Naruto called out his final jutsu, wind style pressurized fists. Lee sent his build-up chakra at Naruto and Naruto sent his ear fist towards Lee. The thing exploded outwards, but the stadium remained intact as the people in the stadium had to hold on tight, the force blowing them back. It took 5 minutes for the entire arena to be stable again. As everything cleared away, the group saw Lee was stuck in a wall, unconscious. As Naruto stood there on his feet, with his sharingan activated same way. Winner! Naruto Uchiha, said Hayate. I won, said Naruto. As his body didn't fall, Kurona and Guy made their way down there to grab their student. As they brought them towards the medical area, Guy was just proud. Despite his student losing, he was proud because that was the best taijutsu fight he has ever seen. Kurona came back as she came to pick for Naruto, as Kakashi picked for Sasuke as well. As Uncle pointed them towards the board after they picked their numbers. The first match was Neji versus Naruto. Everyone felt bad for Neji. Second match, Gaara versus Sasuke. Third match, Kankuro versus Shino. Fourth match, Dosu versus Shikamaru. Fifth match, Temari versus the winner of the fourth match. Those are the matches for the finals. Now you have 1 month to learn new moves and prepare, said Hiruzen. Why a month? Asked Sakura. It's because the judges will be coming in. It's not just me. It's the Kazekage, the Fire Daimyo, and the Council of Shinobis from both Sand and Leaf. As he dismissed them all, but Hiruzen was called by Naruto, and that he should bring the Sand Genins along. As Hiruzen asked the Sand Genins to follow him. When they arrived there, they saw Naruto. He was on a crutch, his body still in a rather petrified state. Snake in the grass, Naruto said. As Hiruzen placed up a seal. As the Sanjinese narrowed their eyes, wondering what the hell was going on, but Gaara didn't really seem to care. As the Jonin had to come as well. Baki. Orochimaru's planned an invasion with the Sand. During the final round, said Naruto. Temari and Kankuro. Sweat started building on their brow. And Baki as well, but Gaara just stood there. How do you know this, Naruto? This is a serious accusation, said Hiruzen, as he narrowed his eyes at Sand Ninjas, as Temari and Kankuro and Baki nodded as well. That would be because of me, Midnight said, as he walked out of the shadows. Naruto, why is there a four-tailed fox here? This is Midnight, one of the four-tailed foxes I said I was used to spy on Kabuto. As he got a nod from Hiruzen, who knew about the contract but not about the Kyuubi being the boss of the foxes. Okay, go ahead and explain, Midnight, said Hiruzen. As Naruto said, he summoned me to spy on the Kabuto guy, who smell like snakes. We the foxes hate snakes and toads. Well, there goes Jiraiya giving him the toad contract, thought Hiruzen. Anyway, I was spying on him during the first day of Chunin exams, and he met up with a guy named Orochimaru that reek of snake even more. He met up with him every day until he fought Naruto. Good job, by the way. They were talking about the invasion during the Chunin exam finals, about the Sand aiding the Sound. However, I'm sorry to say this. He looked over at Sand's siblings because Kazekage is dead. Orochimaru has been acting as him for a couple of weeks now. He killed him on his way back from meeting from the Wind Daimyo because he refused to act at the leaf despite the Wind Daimyo taking missions away from them. The key to the invasion is that one, as he pointed Gaara one of his tails. He plans for you to release one tails in your match. A sleeping genjutsu will be cast by Kabuto starting the invasion. He will be disguised as the Anbu. That's everything I know, said Midnight. Thanks, Midnight, you done enough, said Naruto. Here, said Naruto, as he unsealed a pile of meat for Midnight, who drooled over it before he was sent back home with the meat. Now, about the invasion. As Hiruzen turned towards the Sand Ninjas, scaring them, even Gaara was a bit took off by just the raw aura from this man. We had no idea it was Orochimaru, we were just following orders, said Baki, as Temari and Kankuro agreed. Hiruzen sighed, making his old age show. Don't worry, I'm not going to blame you. However, I wanted to continue up with the charade. But when the invasion begins, you should attack the Sound Ninja. It's time I deal with Orochimaru myself. When he disguised himself as a Kazekage, gather all the council members and inform them about the plan, said Hiruzen. Okay, but we still have two problems. Sand will need a Kazekage after all this is over, and we need to do something about Gaara. It is easy for the beast inside him to take over, and plus he can't even fall asleep, said Temari. Well, I can't tell who will become Kazekage, so Baki will probably become temporary Kazekage, or the council will be in charge until someone is chosen. As for Gaara, I can get my seal master to fix a seal, which seemed to be the problem. Great, said Kankuro. How long until the seal master can do it? I don't know, ask him yourself, said Hiruzen. As Naruto wasn't really paying attention anymore. Everyone turned. As Kankuro wondered, was he talking about this kid? You say something? Naruto asked. As Hiruzen took a deep breath, he calmed himself down. Can you fix Gaara's seal? Asked Baki. Huh? I already did, said Naruto, as he pointed at Gaara who was on the ground, sleeping. What the hell? Wait, when did you? Asked Temari. Well, you see, we actually fought in the room at Chunin exams, and I figured that something was up. Didn't you notice how calm he was after that? I wonder why he chose not to sleep, though. As Hiruzen sighed and shook his head, Naruto was just something else. Alright, now is everything in order? Asked Hiruzen, as the three of them nodded. Okay, you all have 1 month to get ready. Good luck. As they all leave, as Naruto and Hiruzen head to his office. In a sunshade, Naruto's body was still a bit aching, but he was healing rather fast. As he lied down on the couch in the Hokage's office, as the both of them start to talk for at least 30 minutes. Are you just gonna stay out there? Are you waiting for an invitation or something? Naruto asked. Suddenly, a man jumped into the room. His long white hair could be seen, with the kanji for oil on his headband. The man started to introduce himself. I wonder what should I eat tonight, Naruto thought to himself. Miso would be... nah. Hey, who are you? Naruto asked. What? The man said, as he just gave his introduction. Naruto, this is my student Jiraiya, one of the legendary Sannin. He has agreed to be your teacher for the next month, said Hiruzen. Why do you want to train me? Naruto asked, as he was still lying down. As Hiruzen nodded to Jiraiya, I found out about a group of S-rank criminals. They are called the Akatsuki. They are hunting down the tail beast inside of you. To do what with it, I don't know. But I do know if they remove it from you, you will die. What are you going to train me in, Naruto asked. I'm going to teach you how to control the Kyuubi chakra and use it properly, Jiraiya said. Have you ever trained a Jinchuriki using the Kyuubi chakra, Naruto asked. Well, no, but it can't be that hard. You just draw out as much as possible and control it, he said like it was the most obvious thing ever. Are you stupid, Naruto asked. As Jiraiya blinked, looking at Naruto. So let me guess, you want me to train how to control the Kyuubi chakra inside of me by using it against these Akatsuki members? Jiraiya nodded. Oh, why the hell would they hunt down Jinchurikis if they didn't know how to counter the chakra? God damn it, Naruto says. He slapped his forehead. I don't know where you get this guy from, but he's a moron, Naruto said. Hey, Jiraiya shouted. Well, see you later, old man, said Naruto as he vanished from the office. As Hiruzen and Jiraiya blink. Meanwhile, Naruto arrived at Uncle's house. He saw her sitting on the couch. Hey, what's wrong, Naruto asked. Well, I'm just worried about the upcoming invasion. Worry about the ones that are close to me and the village as well. And Aruka, she said. You don't have to worry about that anymore, said Naruto. Huh? Why is that, she asked. You know that we're going up against two villages, right? As Naruto told her everything that happened. As Uncle released a sigh of relief, as she was happy that they had a plan in the works. Oh yeah, Uncle, have you ever think about getting another something contract? Well yeah, but I'm with the snake, so no other side would want me, she said. Well, I talked to the dragon contract that I'm now a summoner of, and I asked them, but they don't really like snakes as well. Yeah, I thought so, said Uncle. But, said Naruto, if you can completely erase yourself from the snake contract by getting Uchiha to take over that part of your memory, they will allow you to sign the dragon contract. Are you serious? Naruto asked. Yep, said Naruto, as a smile came on Uncle's face. To completely distance herself away from Orochimaru would be the best thing ever. She hugged him. Thank you so much, she said. The next morning, Naruto woke up as everything went successful as they managed to remove Uncle name from the summoning contract of the snakes, and she also got familiar with the dragons. A small dragon that was called Rose, but she needed time to grow. 6 months, Bob told her. As Bob told Naruto that the elder and the leader will be contacting him soon. As Naruto made his way to Hokage's office, he was in need of something. Hey, old man, Naruto said. Oh, hey, Pervy Sage, he said. As Jiraiya's jaw dropped, as Hiruzen started to laugh. Hey, don't call me that, said Jiraiya. Yeah, whatever, Naruto said. Old man, I need some water balloons and rubber balls. Do you have any? Why do you need those? Asked Jiraiya, thinking he may know what Naruto has planned. I have an idea for a jutsu I want to create, but I need those for shape manipulation, power, and rotation. I'm trying to create a ball of pure chakra in my hand for close range attacks. A smirk came on Jiraiya's face. Oh, you mean this? This was created by the young kid. It's called the Rasengan. It's an A-rank jutsu. That took him 3 years to create since he was starting from scratch. He got the idea after seeing a TLB's mom once. It took me a couple months to learn. Outside of me and him, no one knows it. I can teach it to you if you want. Sure, but I have a question for you, said Naruto as he looked towards Hiruzen. What would that be, Naruto? Who's my father? Said Naruto. As Hiruzen looked at Naruto, Jiraiya looked at Hiruzen. Hiruzen remained quiet for a few seconds. As he just looked at Naruto. Naruto wondered what was so special about his father made they had to the fourth Hokage, said Hiruzen. What? Naruto was surprised. Why didn't you tell me before? Well, I was waiting for you to ask the instructions, or to wait until you were tuning, or until you can properly, well, protect yourself. And from what I saw yesterday, you're more than ready. Well, I guess it's time I introduce myself. My name is Jiraiya, kid, and I'm your godfather. I wasn't around to raise you because I figured it would be better for me to be outside keeping away the harm from you. There was at least 50 threats that were coming your way, saying that there was a Uchiha that was outside of the clan. And knowing that you were outside of the clan, there were a lot of people that want to kidnap you. And I guess a certain person has a hand in that, seeing that we know how good he is, and he knows how to hide his tracks. Jiraiya says, speaking of Danzo, I guess that's a reasonable explanation. I already know who my godmother is, so it's okay with me, said Naruto. Who's your godmother then? Jiraiya asked mockingly. Kushina Uzumaki, said Naruto. Well, you see, I found a scroll. When the old man gave me the scroll that contained the Uzumaki sealing, there was a small compartment scroll in it that had a seal in it. When I opened it, there was a letter in it from her, and she told me about herself, and also told me that there might be some other Uzumakis out there. She said that whenever Uzumaki is born, there was a seal placed on them, when they are 7, but they won't be activated until they're 8. But you have to have at least level 4 in Uzumaki sealings. You can also activate a beacon to let you know how many Uzumakis are still out there. I activated that seal once on a map, and it showed me 2 Uzumaki. But there was a strange one that seemed to be half. I don't know what that means in Naruto. Probably half of Uzumaki and half another clan. But why would they show me half? Well, that's what I saw in Naruto. One of them were actually here in the Chunin exams, the second part in the forest. But I never found out who it was. I'm going to try again in a couple of months. I'm going to activate the other part of the seal so they can know. So they can come to Konoha. Wait, how far along are you in the Uzumaki sealing notes, said Jiraiya. I just finished level 5 right before the Chunin exam started. Really? Jiraiya said as he was shocked. Hiruzen then got up as he made his way. Naruto, I also have a scroll that your father left for you. It can only be opened by your blood. And I'm guessing, he left you some powerful techniques inside. That should help you a lot. As Naruto wondered what kind of techniques were inside. But guys, me and subscribe right here for the next part of the story. Do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the bell notifications they posted. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.